Good morning, Snug Harbor, and welcome to our Snug Harbor Morning Reflection. I am glad you're here with us this morning, and I hope you guys had a good day yesterday. We continue on step 4 this morning as we wrap it up. As I mentioned a couple days ago, step 4 is a big one, and it's one of the few steps that I actually broke into 4 segments because I feel like it needs the attention focused on it. As we look at that searching and fearless moral inventory. I hope you guys had a good day yesterday. I hope it was productive. I hope you worked hard in your individual and group sessions and are ready to tackle another day. As we prepare to tackle this day, let us pause, clear our minds as we open with our serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. As we continually seek after that wisdom and find our freedom from whatever addictions we are fighting today, we're reminded that every day in recovery, we continue to sing our freedom hymn.
I pull, go back and forth, finding myself pounding on a locked door. I try to make it out alone without your help, but I know I'll never win this war. I can never be free without you. I can never be me without you. This is the sound of chains breaking. This is the beat of a heart changing. This is a song of a soul forgiven. This is my freedom hymn. This is my freedom hymn, my freedom hymn. This is my freedom hymn, my freedom hymn. I breathe the air of freedom in, knowing my life is better off in your hands. The past is gone, what's done is done. Now I'm alive, and I'm never gonna look back. I can never be free without you. I can never be me without you. This is the sound of chains breaking. This is the beat of a heart changing. This is a song of a soul forgiven. This is my freedom hymn. This is my freedom hymn, my freedom hymn. This is my freedom hymn, my freedom hymn. Who the sun sets is free, yeah. Who the sun sets is free, yeah. Who the sun sets is free. I'm free. Oh, this is the sound of chains breaking. This is the beat of a heart changing. This is the song of a soul forgiven. Oh, this is the sound of chains breaking. This is the beat of a heart changing. This is the song of a soul forgiven. This is my freedom hymn. This is my freedom hymn. My freedom hymn. My freedom hymn. This is my freedom hymn. My freedom hymn. Ooh.
So today you continue to sing that song of your freedom hymn as we continue on in step 4. In step 4, we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Most people initially balk at the idea of wishing for good to come to people who have hurt them. To overcome this hurdle, we first need to understand resentment and appreciate the damage that carrying resentments does to ourselves. When you have found the desire to overcome your resentments, you are finally ready to proceed. In the big book, step 4, there's a step 4 prayer, and it says, when a person offended us, we said to ourselves, this is a sick man. How can I be helpful to him? God save me from being angry. Thy will be done. Also in the big book, under how it works, it says we need to replace our resentment with love. If you have a resentment that you want to be free of, if you will pray for the person or the thing that you resent, you can be free. If you will ask in prayer for everything you want for yourself to be given to that person, you'll be free. Ask for their health, their prosperity, their happiness, and you will be free. Even when you really don't want it for them, and your prayers are only words, and you don't mean it, do it anyway. Do it every day for 2 weeks, and you will find that you have come to mean it. You'll find that you've really come to want it for them. And you will realize that where you used to feel bitterness and resentment and hatred, you now feel compassionate understanding and love. We also, in step 4, look for forgiveness for our past behaviors. In step 4, we look at those past behaviors as we make this inventory, and we find out things about ourselves that we have been inclined to beat ourselves up over. We have drunk, we have used to subdue the emotional disturbance that we feel. To rid ourselves of our own guilt, we need only to forgive others whenever we feel resentful to them. This is an ancient and miraculous process. Emmett Fox, when he analyzed the Lord's Prayer, he describes the method of forgiveness. In looking at the phrase, forgive us our trespasses, he concludes that the act of praying for others, as described above, needs only be done once for each person or resentment. Thereafter, if that resentment resurfaces, we can skip the resentment release process, bless the offender briefly, and remind ourselves that we have already freed ourselves from that issue. For complete serenity, Fox says, we must positively and definitely extend forgiveness to everyone to whom it's possible that we can owe forgiveness, namely to anyone who we think could have injured us in any way. The big book also says resentment is the #1 offender. It destroys more addicts than anything else. Resentment is a cancer that will eat you alive from the inside out if you try to hold on to it. Learning the process of overcoming resentment literally saves the lives of people who are afflicted with the disease of addiction. The process, proven to be a lifesaver by these people, also enables others to live happier lives. We're told that fear was an evil and corroding thread. The fabric of our lives was shot through with it, riddled with it. It set in motion trains of circumstances which brought us misfortune that we felt we didn't deserve. But did we not ourselves set the ball rolling? Sometimes we think fear ought to be classed with stealing. It seems to cause more trouble. Susan Jeffers, in her book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, recommends that we give away thanks to overcome it. And she outlines a process to do this. She says, find an empty room and turn off the phone, put on some soothing music, sit down in a comfortable chair and close your eyes. Visualize someone who brings up a lot of anger or pain in you and picture them in front of you. Once you see them there, first surround them with rays of healing white light and tell them that you wish them all good things, everything they could possibly want in their lifetime. Thank them for whatever they have given you. And keep doing this until you feel your negative emotions leaving. To say this is not easy is to utter the biggest understatement in the world. Wish them good things? Are you out of your mind? I want to see them suffer for what they've done to me. And yet I can tell you the first time that I did this exercise, I picked someone that had, in my view, betrayed me, hurt me, and caused me a great deal of pain. I had trusted them and had been betrayed. Obviously, there's two sides to every story, and I wasn't taking any responsibility for my experience at that time. But as I went through this exercise, I experienced an incredible series of emotions. First, I was shocked at the anger and resentment that I was holding. I found it almost impossible, even in my mind's eye, to wish them anything good. My initial anger was monumental. But as I slowly released the anger, I got in touch with the pain I felt. And this turned to anger at myself for allowing what had happened and for holding on to the anger for so long. This turned into forgiveness of myself and of them. I was able to see both of us simply as people who had done the best we could at the time. I could then surround us both with healing white light. The process took about an hour. When I began, I thought nothing much would happen. I was wrong. I screamed, I cried, I hurt, I hated, I opened up. I forgave. I loved, and I felt peace. Daily, I continued to do this exercise until I no longer felt anything negative for this person and could freely wish them all good things. This is an exercise we need to think about doing for all those people who we hold negativity towards, no matter how great or how slight. It's through doing this that we finally come to the point that we're able to move on from step 4 and to make amends. But before we can do that, we need to make sure we get rid of the pain and anger. Because when pain and anger are there, there's little room left for love. When we hold negative feelings about people in our past, we carry those feelings to those in our present. Not only that, but we can make ourselves physically ill. An excellent book to read on this topic is Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. And she has many exercises that will help you release the anger, the pain, and the resentment that you're carrying around with you. Many people don't say thank you because they don't realize how important their thanks may be. Remember, you count. Your thanks count. Don't let an opportunity go by to thank someone who is giving you something, anything at all. If this seems difficult for you right now, start with casual situations, such as saying to someone at work or someone that's helped you, "Thank you for that," or "I appreciate that," or "Thank you for being happy today. It made me happy." Thank you, thank you, thank you. Start getting those words into your consciousness about everyone around you. Start thanking others instead of waiting for thanks to come to you. It's tough in the beginning, but it gets easier. Giving away thanks is like a muscle to be used. The more we flex it, the stronger it gets. It just takes exercise. So in this step 4, we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. The second half of our list in making that inventory is what I call the whys. The following list gives us that second half. First of all, we look at your mind. And we have to ask ourselves, have I guarded my mind in the past? Were you or am I in denial? Have you filled your mind with hurtful and unhealthy thoughts or media? Have you lost focus on your higher power? Second, we look at our body and we ask ourselves, in what ways have we mistreated our body in the past? It's here that we call out what our addiction was to. And we call out what past activities or habits have caused us harm and caused harm to our physical body. The third why is our family, your family. And we ask ourselves, in the past, have we ever mistreated anyone in our family? We ask ourselves, who in our family do we hold resentment towards? Who do we owe amends to? And what are the family secrets that we've been denying for so long? And the last why we look at in doing this inventory is we look at our higher power. For much of our lives, we have lived with little regard for our higher power. Maybe even denying that there was a power greater than ourselves. But through these first 3 steps and now onto the 4th, we've come to realize that there is a higher power. And we've turned our life and our will over to that higher power's control. It's in the 4th step we ask ourselves, am I willing to allow my higher power to really have control of everything, so that I may be freed from the addictions that I have fought so long against? You'll notice in step 4, our opening song changed, our PowerPoint changed, because it's in step 4 that we begin to sense that there's hope. That there's hope that I can have a more normal life. A life outside of the control of drugs and alcohol. We begin to find and see that my life can really turn into a beautiful thing. And that's our song of reflection on our day ahead. It's entitled just that. Beautiful things. I invite you to watch and really listen to the words and begin applying them to your life.
All this pain, I wonder if I'll ever find my way. I wonder if my life could really change at all. All this earth, could all that is lost ever be found? Could a garden come up from this ground at all? You make beautiful things, you make beautiful things out of the dust. You make beautiful things, you make beautiful things out of us. All around, hope is springing up from this old ground. Out of chaos, life is being found in you. You make beautiful things, you make beautiful things out of the dust. You make beautiful things, you make beautiful things out of us. Oh, you make beautiful things, you make beautiful things out of the dust. You make beautiful things, you make beautiful things out of You make me new, you are making me new. You make me new, you are making me new, making me new. You make beautiful things, you make beautiful things out of the dust. You make beautiful things, you make beautiful things out of us. Oh, you make beautiful things, you make beautiful things out of the
And I hope you see that, guys. I hope each day that you spend here, each day you have clean, that you see that beautiful things are being made in your life. Because I see them, and I'm proud of you. Keep up the great work. Would you join me in our serenity prayer? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Guys, I hope you have a great day. Keep working hard. As always, you're in my thoughts and prayers. God bless you.